I work for a company called Activasia. Um, we are actually a brand and channel activation company. So we do marketing services, and NPVB is one of our clients. No? Yes, we also do believe in doing well by doing good. These are the five what we call streams of our business. To the left beyond is actually our R&D, marketing services, that's channel activation, schools, malls, etc. Channel media is our out-of-home business. Entertainment, we do events, a lot of conventions. And to the leftmost, right to you, innovative marketing. That is where we have our tourism marketing, and I'm the vice president for the innovative marketing group of Activasia. Okay. Under tourism marketing, now we do planning, branding, consultancy, organizational management and admin. We give training and seminars. We do promotions. We do publications, etc. Okay. Maybe just some quick facts. Now, tourism is the second largest industry in the Philippines. It generates 4 jobs for every tourist. That's including indirect employment. And of course, right now the national government has declared a policy, the DOT, that it will be focusing its promotions, its activity for Central Philippines. So, why therefore do we want to promote travel in our respective areas? We want to increase the visitor arrival so that we can create jobs and have economic development in our areas. And also because of the competition that we face from the other regions. So I'm here to talk about primarily the North Philippines Visitors Bureau and its experience. Actually, your introduction, obviously you picked it up from our website. Yeah. So, yeah. It's a non-stock, non-profit interregional tourism marketing organization established in 2006 by the Manila North Tollways Corporation, or the NLEX. So sila kumbaga ang aming ninong, padrino. No? This was all their idea as one, not exclusively, but one of their CSR efforts. No? Thinking that you increase traffic to the north, no, they would also result in incremental revenue for them because access to the north is mostly by land through the NLEX. Okay. Aside from the North Philippines Visitors Bureau, they also do a lot of tourism marketing inside their tollways. You'll see their billboard canopies promoting tourism, their poster stands, their streamers. They also advertise for some of the bigger festivals in North Philippines. And the standard budget for tourism marketing alone is over 20 million per annum. There are now, we have to update the website, there are now 13 local, what we call convention and visitors bureaus in NPVB. In addition to the 10, the Greater Subic broke up into or formed 2 chapters, one in Bataan and one in Zambales. And our newest member, which is still in the process of accreditation, is Nueva Ecija. Okay, these CVBs now were formed by MNTC and by NPVB, and they're all private sector led for several reasons. No? And it's not easy actually to form a CVB because first and foremost, you have to find a good leader in your locality, who is respected by the other tourism stakeholders. So it's not as easy as just 1, 2, 3 and you form a CBB. So it's a conduit for private sector participation, and our network can work collectively, and they can also work individually to create greater impact for their projects. So each of the CBBs have their own projects in destination marketing in their areas. So again, the objective is to enlist the support and participation of the private sector, increase visitor arrival through destination marketing, and to be a partner in the economic development of North Philippines. So what do we do? We assist in the organizational NPBB. We assist in the organizational development of the CBBs. We give them free seminars, orientation for those CBBs who want to encourage or invite new members, organizational management to the board of directors and the leaders of the organization. Now we attend their annual planning sessions, and our most popular has actually been the events management seminars, which is usually attended not only by the CBB members but also by the LGU and the DOT in the area, and also the academe. We usually invite the students and also professors of tourism in the area. So we give this for free. We also have a quarterly publication called Northbound. We have 30,000 of these magazines that we print every quarter, and we distribute it for free in all the hotels and resorts in North Philippines, particularly where we have our CBBs. The cost of each issue of Northbound runs out to about 500,000 per issue, including distribution. So if we do 4 issues a year, that's 2 million pesos that we spend on the Northbound magazine. We brought copies here of our latest issue. I think it's been distributed already. I'll start to you some of the costs, and there's a reason for that. We have already up 200 roadside directional markers in all over North Philippines. FYI, the international color for tourism for markers directionals is brown. It's not pink. In fact, even the DPWH manual for roadside directionals for tourism prescribes the color brown. Okay, so we have this already. We have 200 of these already all over North Philippines. So for this project, we spent about 5 million pesos just to set it up, and it's costing us about 1 million pesos a year just to maintain it or to replace those that are damaged, lost, or stolen. We also have a partnership with Victory Liner. So where Victory Liner is giving us free use of 200 of their buses for tourism promotion. Minimum 200 guaranteed quantities. So to sticker 200 buses at 2,000. So that's how much? 2,000 times 200 is 400,000. And you replace it every 6 months kasi nagfe-fade yan. So that's 800,000. And then this one we started 2 years ago, and it's been very, very successful. It's a media familiarization tour. It's called, which we named Lakbay Norte. We have the second one this year. We board a bus that we dress up and go around North Philippines. So last year it was an 8-day tour. This year it was a 10-day tour. So where we invite travel writers, from the broadsheets to magazines to bloggers. And this project, if you were to implement, when we costed all of these projects, it cost 3 million pesos. Last year and this year again, we joined the PTM, Philippine Travel Mart, for the first time. And that cost us about 620,000 pesos last year. For this year, we're going to participate in a smaller scale. But eventually, we're trying also this year, we're going to have a Taranasa Norte, what we call Taranasa Norte Travel Fair in Robinson's malls. We're having one, I think, June or July this year, exclusively for North Philippines destinations. Eventually, we've talked to Robinsons. We're going to have next year a road show of these travel shows. We'll visit the different malls of Robinson's land in Metro Manila, and hold a travel fair for North Philippines destinations. Yung mga tiga-vegan dyan sa Ilocos Norte. We also have a touchscreen information kiosk. You'll find our test unit up in the SLEX, Shell SLEX station, the northbound one. It's a monitor, touchscreen information, where to eat, where to stay, what to do in our areas, the areas where we have our CVBs. And we have 2 more coming up that will also be installed. One will be in the Mega Caltex, the other in Petrol Lake Shore. For that project, ang cost niyan is about 1 million. That does not include the development cost of about 250,000, including research and operations and maintenance. And then NPVB has a staff of 4 right now. Ang annual operating expenses is about 2 million. So if you add all of that up, I don't know how much you're spending. How much was that? Definitely more than 10 in 1 year. So this is all private sector. And what the results, we have increased awareness, especially because of our media fam tours. The biggest winner for our media fam tours actually have been Ilocos Norte, the sand dunes in particular, and the sandboarding experience, and also the Cagayan, with all the churches. Of course, improved capacity of the local stakeholders, recognition by the local LGUs and the national government, of course. NPVB was invited to and is a member of the Tourism Congress, which, by the way, not all areas, regions are, there's no equal representation in my opinion. The least represented in the Tourism Congress is South Luzon. Most heavy, other than NCR, Mindanao, particularly Davao, is very, very strong in the Tourism Congress. And higher visitor arrivals. We have MNTC. We started operating the tollway in 2005. And from 2005 to 2009, the weekday vehicle count along NLEX was higher than the weekend. Now, but the weekend traffic steadily increasing. That by 2010, last year, first quarter, weekend vehicle count has already overtook the commuter traffic of the weekday. Such that dati MNTC and Lex, pagka dumaan ng bagyo, gusto nila weekend dumaan. Ngayon, gusto nila weekday na lang kasi mas malaki ang kita nila when on the weekend sa LX. No? Okay, what is a CVB? A Convention and Visitors Bureau, often referred to as CVB or VCB, is a non-profit destination marketing organization that is usually found within medium to large cities around the world. Providing information about a specific location is what it does, from providing visitors with tourism guides, maps, images, brochures, discounts to during conventions, attendees, and delegations to their town. So, although conventions and visitors bureau, it's not exclusively for conventions, no? CVBs are great resources for business or pleasure travelers. So it's found all over the world. It's a formula that has worked a lot. Most countries, cities and towns have CVBs. If I'm not mistaken, it started in the United States, because I don't know if you know that the U.S. has no Department of Tourism, no? So that's why the states were left on their own. And it's all the CVBs, most CVBs are private sector led by the stakeholders, tourism stakeholders themselves. As far as I know, there is only one government-run CVB, and that's the CVB in Singapore. But even they work very closely with the private sector. They cannot do without the private sector, and the private sector can definitely not do without the government. So why organize a CVB? Because it is increasingly difficult to survive, for any business to survive alone, regardless of the strategy adopted to an increasingly competitive business environment. It is important to develop local partnerships to bring complementary strengths and thereby offer an attractive product representative of the location. A CVB, what's the difference between a CVB and a hotel and restaurant association? A lot of your areas have hotels and restaurant association. The members of a hotel and restaurant association are hotels and restaurants. You also have a travel agency association. Ang members nila, travel agents. In a CVB, you're involving all the tourism stakeholders, no? From the hotels to the restaurants, no? To the travel agents, to the tour operators, the transport service providers, the attractions, destination, etc., etc. No? So imagine the power of let's call it tourism marketing organization, a local tourism marketing organization composed of the private sector stakeholders. That's their life, that's their life, that's their livelihood, that's their bread and butter. Okay? That's why it's very important to partner with them. They will be outlasting the LGUs. Okay? That's another reason why it's good to partner with them, aside from the fact that buhay nila yan, they will outlast the LGU. In our experience, in NPVB, we've had some instances when there is a change of mayor or governor, the thrust towards tourism changes. It either improves or in some cases, totally just lifted. The new mayor or the new governor just didn't focus on tourism at all. So that's one reason also why you have to. It's good to partner with the private sector, and finally, also because of the costs. Destination marketing is expensive. MNTC, in their private corporation, they earn billions of pesos. They spend 20 to 25 million a year on their tourism marketing efforts inside the tollways. Kami po sa NPVB, we spend about 9 to 10 million a year for our marketing efforts. But just to let you know, ang bigay lang po sa amin ng MNTC last year ay 1 million. So we had to raise the 9 million ourselves. And the year before that, MNTC I think only gave us 300,000. So we had to raise all the money ourselves. We're talking about being entrepreneurial. So the CVBs, how do they do it? Let's go to the next one though. So why organize a CVB? Because the belief that organizations and destination areas may be able to gain competitive advantage by bringing together and sharing their combined knowledge, expertise, capital, and other resources. This is collaborative marketing, which I really believe in. Ang mga CVBs namin, since it's a voluntary organization, they need money for their operating expenses. So like in any other association membership organization, they collect annual dues from their members. Although annual dues is not enough to come up with any real good campaign for destination marketing, so they hold also fundraisers like golf tournaments and bowling tournaments, bingo socials, just to fundraise. And then they have revenue generating projects and activities like maps. When they come up with maps, they get local advertisers to pay for the cost of the map and the cost of the distribution. And they also earn in the process. In some areas, in other countries, may tax. All the state, basta you're a restaurant or a hotel, X% of your revenue, iba-iba yan, depende kung saan, goes to fund the CVB. In the case of our perfect example for collaboration is the Media Fam Tour. That 3 million pesos at the end of the day, we were able to raise 160,000 from sponsorships here in Manila. Everything else was pitched in. Everybody pitched in, for all the meals, all the accommodations, all the activities. And then that's really collaboration at work. And we deal with the local government. Aside from the private sector in the CVB areas, we also deal with the local government. And we also deal with the regional directors of DOT. So these are things that they cannot do on their own, but together, nagagawa namin. The magazine also is something that, just think about it, you have to come up with 500,000 every choir. That's 2 million a year for a CVB, for a destination to come up with a magazine like that. Medyo mahirap. But when we work together, then it's easy. We get a lot of our advertising revenue from the CVB members also. And they help us a lot in distribution. Of that 500,000, we only spend about 50,000 for distribution. Most of it is taken care of by the CVBs. Our best CVB, if I may, is Baguio, best performing. They have a membership base of 80. No? Also organized in 2006 together with NPBB, lahat sila private sector. Yung mga, the government, they usually take in as advisors so that they always work in harmony. What has Baguio CVB done for Baguio? Well, they've taken over the Panagbenga, the flower festival. In 2008, binigay sa kanila marketing lang, so they were able to raise the sponsorships money for the event. But 2009, 2010, 2011 is the whole, they've been running the whole festival already, hindi na yung local government. And they've been able to make money. I think, I don't know the figures this year, but in 2010, the CVB made 700,000 in commissions from the Panagbenga Foundation for running the event. And they have been, what they did is they also extended the Panagbenga from February, 4 weeks of February. It now goes beyond, umabot na sa March. They added activities. No? They initially did that so as not to conflict with the PMA Alumni Association Homecoming, which is in February, I think the 3rd week of February or the 4th. No? They added activities, etc. And then every year, the number of visitors to Baguio during February up to March has been going up. And we know that because of the figures that we get from Victory Liner. Every 30 minutes, they dispatch a bus up and down Baguio, Manila, during the Panagbenga. In 2000 and 2 years ago, 2009, Baguio was supposed to host the Ad Congress until Pepeng Typhoon, after Ondoy. So they lost that business because the Ad Congress decided to go to Subic. They thought, for one, that the press that they were getting from newspapers, kala nila unpassable na ang Baguio, hindi na ma-access. So they decided it best to change venue and they went to Subic. But actually Baguio, 3 days from the Pepeng, you could access Baguio already. And I was there the week after Pepeng, and it was really like a ghost town. Walang tao, walang mga bisita, only the locals, only the students. No? So with that, they decided, we must have a disaster recovery plan. So what the CVBs did, they got together all their members, and they came up with a proposed disaster recovery plan, presented it to the city council, and the council approved it. Basically, so now it's law in Baguio that every time something like this happens, like an earthquake or a storm, there's an automatic allocation for PR, press release, ads, etc. That's one of the things that they've proposed for Baguio, and I'm sure it's going to work very well for them. What they're trying to do also is to fill up the calendar for the year. They have no problems with December. They have no problems with summer. They are the summer capital. February, March is no longer a problem because of Panagbenga, which, by the way, started after the earthquake. November, they have the Philam Golf. So now they're trying to come up with events and activities to fill up the June to September. So this it's a private sector that's putting this together in partnership with the with full support of the local government. Ganda ng titling, entrepreneurial, because that's one of the problems in my readings sa WTO, the World Tourism Organization. That's one of the things that they're saying, that usually government No, they're very technocratic, they're not entrepreneurial. In private sector, they're very entrepreneurial. That's number one. Number two, the government, usually you have, you have controls. You cannot just, with your budget, you have limited budget, not only limited budget, but then masyadong maraming procedure, di ba, just to get everything done, while the private sector is very fast. No? So that's why the partnership and working with your private stakeholders in tourism, no, they work. It works. So at the end of the day, Baguio, Secretary Duran was so impressed with their exhibit in the PTM several years ago. They were given a grant of 1 million pesos, pure grant, and then subsequently they were able to build a tourism information center, a 2-story building in Burnham. They occupy the second floor as their offices, and the ground floor is the information center. The local government gave them the space, lot of land in Burnham, and they got 5 million pesos from PTA, the then PTA, Philippine Tourism Authority. Now, and this was all initiated by the CBB. So I'm telling you about Baguio because they are the most successful of all our CBBs. No? But the rest, various stages of development. Some are in, like Nueva Ecija, they're still organizing themselves, as well as Bulacan. Bulacan just joined us early last year. No, and the rest depend. Some are more successful than others. So we're here to, NPVB, we come here and help them with their organizational development to make sure they don't get frustrated, you know, that they have a good succession plan, etc., and that they survive. So what we say is effective tourism marketing will only happen with the right partners. First, it will provide you an expansive network where you can form alliances, which will provide opportunities to expand the effect of your marketing programs. Secondly, it will give you operational efficiencies. A network ensures optimum scaling of operations on the ground. And finally, sustainable programs. If you have a solid and operational network and infrastructure in place, then your year-round business and brand building programs are ensured. So basically, that's what MPVB is all about. Thank you.